Imagine millions of courageous conservatives all across America rising up together to say in unison, we demand our liberty.
It's official. Ted Cruz at Liberty University making his announcement that he is a candidate for the presidency of the United States. Good time to bring in our political panel. On the left, we've got Ari Rabin-Havt, host of The Agenda on Sirius XM Radio. On the right, Javier Manjarres, managing editor of the Shark Tank political blog, and staying with us, Newsmax contributor John Fund. So, Ari, the view from the left of, quote, courageous conservative Ted Cruz.
Well, I can fully support the sentiments expressed and the statements made on tedcruz.com. I think every viewer should go to tedcruz.com and visit that spectacular website. In all seriousness, no, which the website, by the way, supports Barack Obama's immigration program, tedcruz.com. In all seriousness, no, that says to me his campaign isn't ready for prime time. The fact that they make an error that bad out of the gate, don't even own their own domain name, and have a pro-Obama immigration website at tedcruz.com says they're not really going to be much of a factor if they can't get that together.
Javier, a little internet skullduggery, and yet Ted Cruz did the whole thing about, here, text the word Constitution to this number. What's the real story from your vantage point on Mr. Cruz?
I agree with Ari. It was a big snafu on their part, but I think he is ready for prime time. And he's the only one that's actually come out and said, I'm definitely running as opposed to running or thinking about running a presidential exploratory committee like Jeb Bush did or what Marco Rubio's thinking about doing. But at the end of the day, you know, I think he is one of the best candidates we have, and if I think he'll pose a big problem for Senator Rubio when it comes to conservatives across the nation, especially here in Florida, considering that Marco Rubio has fallen out of favor with a lot of these conservatives because of his position on immigration reform.
John Fund, to you for just a second. We heard Ari mention the website. Is this a real reflection of a candidate's bona fides for a presidential campaign?
I missed that.
Well, it shows it's a shakedown cruise that hasn't gone well when it comes to nailing down all the potential variations on your name. Normally, that's what a campaign tries to do. I suspect what it may have happened is that Ted Cruz was planning to run for a long time, but hadn't officially decided, and he let this slip. And it's embarrassing, but I don't think that a lot of voters are going to be swayed by a glitch like that.
I agree.
So Ari, the case against Ted Cruz, the saga of tedcruz.com notwithstanding, what principally concerns you about him?
I mean, well, I'm not concerned about Ted Cruz as a progressive. If I were looking at Ted Cruz, I looked at his video, I watched his speech. He clearly is saying, I am speaking to conservatives. I mean, the clip you played, I want to unite conservatives who believe in freedom. That might be good for the Republican primary, but get to a general election, you're going to have to do a lot more than speaking to conservatives. And frankly, Ted Cruz has never seemed interested in doing that.
Javier, your take.
Listen, I love how Ari and the rest of the people, rest of the ilk on the left, love to demonize him as being un-American or radical, if you would, because he espouses what's in the Constitution, because he's a constitutional conservative. Look, Ted Cruz is one of those candidates that I think his message will transcend across all party lines. Maybe not the liberal left, as Ari would tell you that, but I think his message, most Americans, is a different electorate. Most Americans prescribe to these are God-fearing Americans that want to see a president, someone that's going to come out and tell them how things really are in this country. And Ted Cruz is one of those candidates that can do so. Mark Rubio can do so as well. But I think right now Ted Cruz is the man of the hour, and I think his message will transcend.
And we will have to leave it there. Gentlemen, we thank you very much. Javier Manjarres from our Newsmax TV newsroom on the right. Ari Rabin-Havt Skyping in from Washington, D.C., with a decided view on the left, and of course our good friend John Fund, Newsmax contributor, who joins us this morning from Newsmax, New York. While we've been talking about the candidacy of Ted Cruz for the presidency of the United States, a gentleman known as the founding father of Indonesia passed away. We'll talk about that with James Dale Davidson right after this timeout. Stay with us as America's Forum continues from Newsmax TV.